Solver function. In Excel, there is function called solver. This is generally used when you have some constraint. Either the constraint can be in terms of budget or in terms of production, units, setting price, etc. So the solver function will help you to make a decision, or it can be decision making. So just let me bring you to one small example. Assume you have 5 friends and you are going for a dinner, and all 5 friends are the requirement is to make orders of food, and the food consists of Punjabi food, Gujarati food, that's South Indian food, that's dosa, pav bhaji, and Chinese. And right now they have common food which is called ice cream. All 5 friends will go for ice cream, and the present order is 2 Punjabi dish, 3 Gujarati dish, dosa, and so on, and the budget is 3870. So just copy this original bill, but the constraint of these 5 friends are they have 3500 rupees only, and the current order bill is 3870. Now we use solver function and we'll try to find out what can be the deduction or addition in dish so that they can order the food in 3500, that is in budget. So that is my objective, that is set objective. My objective I want to set is in F9. So I'll click on F9. The next thing which solver function will ask is what you want. I want value, and the value must be only 3500. So I'll write in value table which is 3500. So rather than 3870, my bill should be only 3500. What are the changing variables, what I want to change, and what the items I can change is, that is my D column, and I'm ready to make the following changes. But I have some constraint. So the present constraint is all 5 friends are saying they want to eat ice cream, so there should not be change in ice cream. So the first constraint which I'm going to set is my cell reference D8, and this should be equals to 5. It should not be less than 5, it should not be more than 5, it should be only equal to 5. So if I ask solver if this is my constraint, and rest you can adjust what are the dish which I can order. So one more constraint which I'll add is I have to inform solver the dish must be in integer, it cannot be in points. So that constraint also we have to set. So I will go for a second constraint. We select the add. So all this dish, that is Punjabi, Gujarati, dosa, all this must be in full number. It cannot be 2 point something, 3 point something, because the dish you cannot order in points. So I'm setting the second constraint, which is add. All this dish which is order must be integer. I'll press OK. Now the solver is ready. We can click to solve. We can ask solver to give us the solution, and the moment when we click, it will find out what can be the orders which we can make. And I have the original table also, and we'll make the comparison what can be the changes in the order dish, and we can ask our friends these are the changes. So as you can see, earlier we are ordering 2 Punjabi dish, but now as because the budget constraint, you can limit to only 1 Punjabi dish. There were 3 Gujarati, and now you need to shift to only 2 Gujarati. Dosa, there is no change, you can still continue with 3 dosas. Punjabis, you can still order 4 Punjabis. And Chinese, yes, you have some savings, so you can add Chinese food. One more dish you can order, and that is 3500 rupees. Your bill is there. So other than 3870, your bill will be 3500. But this is the first solution which we are offering to friends. But now the friends are having another opinion, that rather than of 5 Punjabi, they want have some limited constraint. So let's find out. The first, they have constraint to only ice cream. Now if they have some another opinion, that rather than Chinese, they want to make adjustment in Punjabi or dosa or this something like this. So what can be the constraint we can ask to solver, and solver will give us the solution depending upon the suggestions which our friends or what we can adjust. So again, for this we click on solver. Let me remove the old constraint. But yes, for this also my main constraint is my budget. So I'll set the same constraint. Rather than 3870, I want 3500, which is my value. This was the old constraint which I'm removing. Now I'm adding the fresh constraint. The first constraint, as I said, is ice cream. Everybody wants to have one ice cream, and only at least not more than one, less than one. So I'll set the first constraint is the number of ice cream should be 5. Now the second constraint which all friends agreed is, rather than 2 Punjabi dish, what constraint we can adjust is, rather than 2 we can have, either it can be 2 or more than 2, or it can be minimum 2, or it can be less than. So let's see, I'm going to set this should be at least 2. More than 2 will be okay, but at least 2 Punjabi dish we want. So I'm setting the objective, it should be equal to or more than 2. Press OK. So this is your second constraint ready. The third constraint is for Gujarati, and all friends agreed the Gujarati dish can be less than 3 or equal to 3. It can be 0 also, it can be 1, 2, but not more than 3. So I'm setting the constraint for Gujarati, it can be equal to or less than 3. So 0 will also be allowed, 1 will be allowed, but it should not be more than 3. That's my third constraint. Now as far as next constraint concerned, the next constraint which we are setting is for, let's say, pav bhaji. So dosa, we are not having any constraint, and number of dosas the friends are ready. But yes, for pav bhaji, again the constraint we are keeping is either we can have 4 or less than 4. It can be 0 will be allowed, 1, 2, 3, but not more than 4. If you are not ordering pav bhaji, that will also be allowed. And for Chinese, it can be again 4. It can be 0 also, it can be 4 also. Now the last constraint which we have to set is all dish must be in integer. So when we are setting this objective, we give command, and the moment when you press OK, the solver will provide you the second solution as demanded by your friends. The second solution is what can be the changes in the dishes. So earlier you're ordering 2 Punjabi, but now the Punjabi dish can be, as I said, it was 2 or more than 2. So yes, the Punjabi dish can be 2. Gujarati, we have given command, it can be 3 or less than 3. So we have removed the Gujarati dish from our menu. Dosa, there was no constraint, so we have added 10 dosas rather than 3 dosas. Every friend will eat 2 dosas. Pav bhajis from 4 to 2, and Chinese we come to 0, and that comes to 3500. So this is how the solver can give you the solution with the constraint. The same thing you can use for your organization. Your salary is having budget, so which employee to give how much promotion, which employees to give what should be the target, that you can use. So that's the solver. Thank you so much for the listening, and stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you so much. The solver is the another tool for Excel. So thank you so much for the listening.